Hey guys, Wednesday's read aloud. It's May 6th. Chapter 47. Where the Magic Happens. So the very next day, Michael and I climbed into another limo and drove off to a strange private airfield to board a way cool corporate jet. Talk about free snacks. This plane had everything, plus leather swivel seats. 2 hours later, we were in Chicago. Mom would have come with us, but she had to work the early shift at the diner. Michael managed to get the Brawleys to okay the trip without giving them any ideas. He just asked them for permission to go while they were fighting. Another limo was waiting to pick us up at the O'Hare airport. We were chauffeured downtown to the home of the Cartoon Factory studio. Talk about awesome-tastic! This place was incredibly cool. Dozens of computer geeks were tapping on keyboards while artists sketched on tables. We saw 2 actors in headphones standing in the soundproof booth, voicing the characters fitting across the big screen in front of them. "Whoa," said Michael. "Those flufferknuckles are us!" "Hey! Welcome to the extremely hip and cool nerve center of the whole operation," said Mr. McKill, as came out of the glass box of an office. "This is where the magic happens, kiddos. This is where Potty Mouth and Stupid comes to life." He showed us around the production studio. We saw the storyboards where the episodes were roughed out. We saw the character artists, the guys who made sure Potty Mouth and Stupid looked the way they were supposed to in every frame. We met the painters, the inkers who colored us in. You have to figure they all aced coloring inside the lines in kindergarten. Then we watched as the animators filmed an episode 1 drawing at a time. Okay, we watched them film only like 5 seconds of an episode because that was all they could shoot in 15 minutes. Animation takes a long time. "It's totally actually great to meet you two," said one of the artists, slipping another drawing into a frame under the camera. "You guys are like the hippest kids who ever lived. Seriously, the way you stand up to Principal Blurstrom and that bratty Kara Kentucky is super cool. And the way you look out for each other like true friends should. You're role models, dude." Michael and I had never been considered role models or anything close to hip and cool. In fact, I don't think either one of us even knew what hip and cool was. But it didn't matter. All the hip and cool people in Chicago were really nice to us. "Kids pick on you?" said this one lady who could draw all sorts of expressions and emotions for Potty Mouth with a flick of her wrist. All she had to do was change the angle of his eyebrows. "Kids used to pick on me, too. They called me Miss Artsy Fartsy in 7th grade and made fun of my doodles I did on my notebook covers. But guess what, guys? It gets better. Way better. The same people who make fun of you now will be working for you someday." Everyone was so sweet to me and Michael. We figured we were going to have sugar crash. But you know what? We liked it. No, we loved it. And then the nicest thing of all happened. "So," said Mr. Mulkell, "how would you two like to write your own episode? Forget your ex-dad. Forget everything. Throw out all the rules. Write me a 2-minute episode filled with as much truth and honesty as you put into your speech at the assembly, and I'll find some place to run it. Can you guys do that?" "Fudging yes, we can," said Michael. I just said, "Woohoo!" This was going to be fun, maybe even hip and cool. Chapter 48, based on a true story. Lots of them. We sat in a room with a whole bunch of writers and started bouncing around ideas for our own 2-minute Potty Mouth and Stupid cartoon. Turns out, each and every one of the writers in the room had been teased and bullied when they were our age. So in honor of our visit, they decided to put their middle school nicknames on their name tags. "I was Stink," said a guy with glasses and short spiky hair. I swear, I showered every day, so I never understood why. But then the cool kids who slapped these names on us weren't all that bright. But we were, said a girl in glasses. That's why they called me Egghead, when they weren't calling me Four Eyes. I was Nerd Breath, said another writer, and yes, he was wearing glasses too. In fact, all the writers, including Spaz, Godzilla, Squirrel Girl, and Cheesebutt, wore big, thick glasses. Maybe they'd spent too much time keeping out in front of the computer screens. I guess there have always been more licketed spicter losers in middle school than wiggly, whiny winners, said Michael. All the writers nodded. At my school, we outnumbered the cool kids 9-1, said one of the girls in glasses. Her bully name was Wingnut because her ears were so big. Maybe we should have staged a revolution, she added with a laugh. Yes, I said. That's what this 2-minute cartoon should be about. Potty Mouth and Stupid finally realizing that they're not the only ones being picked on, that there's strength in numbers. Yes, said Michael. A rattle-trapple revolution. We bring Anna Britannica back into the mix, said Egghead. I love Anna Britannica. And we add a new character named Wingnut, said Wingnut. Her ears are so big, she can fly like Dumbo. All the writers pitched character ideas. We built a super team of incredibly smart and multi-talented nerd warriors. The Geek Vengers, Justice League of Nerdmerica. We need a name that shows how being underdogs have made them all friends. Yeah, I blurted out, because Michael and me, we're going to be friends forever. Grandpa Johnny said so, added Michael. How about the Uncool Adventurers? The Agent of Awkward. I've got it, said Cheesebutt. Potty Mouth and Stupid and the Picked Last Posse. That's it, said Michael and I at the same time. But remember, you guys, Michael continued, these super nerds need to do snipple-snapple, fleegily-flaggily funny stuff. Of course, said all the writers. Okay, said the writer wearing the name tag that said Stink. We need our first supervillain. How about an evil bully named Tony Skunk Jelly? I said. His power is making fun of all the other kids and giving them terrible names. He's extremely oily, said Egghead. When he walks, we give his shoes a squishy slosh sound effect. Like he has wet poop in his shoes, said Michael. Ta-da! Said Squirrel Girl, who must have been an artist too. Meet Mr. Skunk Jelly. What a coincidence. Mr. Skunk Jelly looked exactly like ex-dad, Tony Skunk Jelly.